Hey, you two, you have to be quiet. Hey, you two need to behave and do your schoolwork. Hey everybody, welcome back to this random journey. Today we're gonna go into the kitchen and make us a French toast bake. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name's Amanda and I'm so glad you've decided to join us today. If you'd like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all of the videos that we have coming out. So you're gonna have to forgive me for the poor quality in lighting in this first segment of the video. I literally was in the kitchen cutting up the bread for this video whenever all of a sudden it dawned on me. I could make a video for you guys and you guys could benefit from something that I don't do very often. So I whipped out the camera and went ahead and started filming, and so this is the footage from this morning when I decided to make my French toast bake.
First things first, you're going to dice up your bread into 1-inch squares. So I am using the heels of bread that I have actually frozen over time, and then I pull them out, let them thaw, and then I dice them up. You can use fresh bread. You do not have to use the heels to make this taste good. It probably would actually be better with the fresher bread, but this is a way of using up the hills of the bread and not just throwing them into the compost pile. There is no exact measurements for this recipe. What I typically do is I just pull out my pans and begin to dice up the bread, and if one pan gets filled, then I pull out another pan, which is what you see here. I had enough to do 2 pans of the French toast bake. So what I'll do is I will just fill up the pans until they're full, and then I will actually dump those into a bowl to mix separately later on. This is just to get me a rough estimate of how much of all the other ingredients I will need, and to make sure that it's going to actually fit into the pan. Once we have the bread all diced up, we put it into the big bowl, and we are going to add 1 dozen eggs per 9x13 pan. Now you do not have to make a 9x13 pan. You could make a little casserole dish. Just adjust your eggs accordingly so that it's not too many eggs, but just enough. I know, super precise, right? I'm not good with measurements. I do a lot of eyeballing whenever I cook. Now we're going to be adding in some cinnamon. This is going to be your main ingredient, so be very generous with it. Then we have your cloves, and I'll be honest, I didn't mean to put that much cloves in, it just kind of dumped. And then we have our nutmeg. Once all those ingredients are in there, we're going to mix that very well, kind of beat those eggs really good, and then we're going to add in our milk, and here I'm using almond milk. Mix that again really good. And I'm going to clean up my mess as I go so that I don't have to do it at the very end. And now it's time to dump that over the breadcrumbs. Make sure you scrape that bowl out and get everything out of it. And just mix that all together, making sure all the bread gets moist and gets some of that egg mixture on there. Once that's mixed really good, we're going to spray our pan, or in this case pans. Then we're just going to spoon in our mixture evenly into our 2 pans. Now you're going to cover your pans. I cover them with these metal lids that came with my pans. I got these pans at the Amish store here in town. And we're going to put our pans into the refrigerator for at least 8 hours.
Okay, it's been about 8 hours. Actually, it's been longer than that for me, but for you, hopefully it's been 8 hours. And we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees and let that come up to temperature. Once it's up to temperature, we'll put in our French toast bake for about 30 to 45 minutes. I just start watching it about the 30-minute mark. Since I have 2 of them, I'm thinking it's going to take closer to the 45-minute mark. If you're cooking one, it'll probably be about 30 minutes.
When it's time to bake, you're going to go ahead and take off your covering and place it into your preheated oven. Make sure to check them at that 30-minute mark, and then what I did is I actually rotated them in the oven because I wanted to make sure that they were evenly baked. These are best served warm, and so I didn't waste any time plating this up to try it. I like to eat mine with a dollop of whipped cream, a few slices of bananas, and a drizzle of molasses. This is delicious. If you guys try this, please let me know down in the comments and let me know if you liked it or if you didn't.
I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.